This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak Magus, and a couple of days ago, Warner Brothers made a huge announcement announcing that they're going to issue their 2021 movie slate in theaters as well as on HBO Max. So if you are an HBO Max subscriber, or if you have HBO, you are an HBO Max subscriber as well. But if you have a subscription separately or via your HBO subscription, you can watch all of their movies, including Godzilla versus King Kong, Mortal Kombat, and anything else that they're coming out with. Matrix 4, all that. It'll be available and ready for you there to stream. This was monumental news because a lot of these movies were pushed back, or, being held as long as they can because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But earlier, HBO came out and said that for Christmas they were going to put Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max and also release it in theaters. But if you have an HBO Max account, you can access it there for, I believe, 30 days, I think they said. And then it will just be theater only. And then progressing on to when they put it out on Blu-ray and permanent digital streaming services. So this now has prompted AMC Theaters, who has been probably the most vocal out of all of the movie theater chains, against these companies streaming. I believe it was them who went nuts over the Trolls movie. And now they're going nuts over this by issuing a statement where they basically said that they were going to do everything in their power to stop Warner Brothers from doing this because they don't think that it's a fair practice and that they're doing things to damage their profile or profitability, I should say, and not just AMC's but their own profitability, and which I found weird, but I was like, okay. So, but bottom line, AMC threw that hissy fit. Good luck to them, but I think it's kind of like that last gasp that, you go see a movie and the villain knows he's about to be beaten, so he tries just like that one more fucked up maneuver to try to steal the show, to pull out a victory, knowing that it ain't going to really work. But hell, why wouldn't he try? If anything, he can cause a lot of problems and damage and, leave a mark on the hero. I think this is what AMC is doing, because I think right now we're getting to a point where the movie theater business is coming to an end as we know it. I won't say that it's coming to an end completely, because I think that there are cases in which movie theaters can continually thrive. In fact, there's nothing to say that after this pandemic is done, if you get enough big enough movies into the theaters that are being held, you can sustain them for a few more years longer. I say a few more years longer because I think the movie theater experience has been kind of fading anyway, with prices getting ridiculous, and people becoming much more comfortable. Even before this pandemic, people were becoming much more comfortable with not having to go deal with that setting. Like I could say for me, I like going to the movies when I go because I'm with someone, but I don't go by myself because there's nothing about the movie experience beyond going with a friend to watch something that I'm really, really excited to see, that wows me. Like, I don't I don't see it as just like I can't watch a movie unless I'm in the movie theater. Like it's never been that way for me. When I was a kid, maybe I was a little more enthusiastic about going to see something I really wanted to see without lots of other stuff. But as an adult, it's just like I'm gonna pay $15 to $20 depending on where I go, what time of day. Um, if I go see it within the first 2 weeks, I'm gonna be pissed because it's gonna be nothing but a bunch of people all over the place, hugged up. Again, even without COVID, the thought of being like packed in with a bunch of people has never really appealed to me. Anyway, I'm not buying anything to eat because I'm not paying. Like, I know people who like I can't go to the movies without popcorn and soda and all that. It's like, okay, fine. Spend $15 on a bag of popcorn, a small bag of popcorn, and a soda. Sure. Me personally, I'll wait till afterwards where I can go someplace like at least if I don't want to spend a lot of money, I can go to a fast food place and get something much cheaper. Or if I'm going to spend a lot of money on food, I'm going to spend a lot of money on something much more enjoyable than that. I mean, damn, can we at least go to Applebee's and spend that much money? Like, you're not really getting anything for that. Like $5 for some candy? No, come on. I'm good. I'm not gonna starve in that 2 to 3 hours. So, yeah, like it's just nothing like overly enamoring about the movie going theater, the movie theater experience, with the exception of maybe the sound system that they have and the nice huge screen. Like that's cool, but people's sound systems and screens. I mean, I think we're all out here rocking like 50-inch or better TVs. Like I have a 50-inch TV, which is pretty damn good size wise. Um, and TVs are getting cheaper. Like you can get an 80-inch TV for not a bad price, and the quality is kind of outdoing it. Like I'm sorry, God, what's his name? The guy who did Batman, uh, Batman Begins, in that trilogy. But I'm sorry to him, the IMAX experience isn't that fucking overwhelming anymore when you got 4K and 8K TVs and OLED and Super OLED and all of that shit. Like, yeah, you're not impressing me none. And then I can get sound. At least I have a sound bar, which is decent. But if I want, I can get surround systems and all that. That Adobe 5.1, 7.1. I don't need you don't need the theater to get an amazing movie viewing experience if you have the right setup. So it just all factors into this. What are we going there for? And generally, it's for the social experience. But now, COVID has showed us that we can have just as good social experiences. You see watch parties popping up all over the place with Twitch, Facebook Live movies, and things like that, where people can get together, not physically, but they can get together and they could talk and they could all watch things simultaneously. So technology has made the social aspect good for people who just don't want to be in a bunch, you know, in a crowd. And then the access, like the fact that you can just pull it up on your computer, on your phone, on your TV with the TV apps, or if you have something like a Roku, a Fire Stick, or something like that, it's shit. Your gaming console. It's so accessible now to stream movies. The only issue is the financial burden to the companies, and perhaps Warner Brothers has kind of figured something out. It's like if they could build the streaming system up and get people to buy in on that, they'd end up making a lot more money. Because I mean, think about it. If you can keep people coming back to your platform for $15-$20 a month, and they can get access to all the movies they would have got in the movie theater, which we've seen, Movie Pass try that, but I think it's a different beast when you have things like Disney Plus and HBO Max because they have huge libraries, so you can go back and find other things, TV shows as well as these movies, older movies, all that. So it presents a prettier package in a way, because think about all the stuff that Warner Brothers has come out. That's all the DC Universe movies, any DC comic book movie that has been out, like just tons and tons of stuff that they produced over the years outside of that. And every month or two, you get a brand new movie to watch, and you'll be able to watch it first before everybody else. Not a bad shake. And even if they decided, well, yeah, we want to host these movies, but it's an extra $5-10 or whatever. Like when Disney did the $30 for Milan, that was the first test thing, and it did okay. But start coming with possibly, you know, a good enough price structure, or maybe it just takes the movie that enough people want to see. Like maybe it takes, say, Universal putting out a Fast and Furious, or maybe the James Bond movie, from Sony jumping on there, on one of these streaming services. That'll get people to buy into like the whole idea of 30. Because when the Milan thing came out, I was like, you gotta think about it. You gotta spend probably $30 with you and one other person going to the movies just for tickets alone. So $30 to get access to that, invite a couple of people over. Not a bad deal, And once we get back to where we can be in other people's presence more and more, I gotta say the idea of like calling up my people, my boys, my homegirls, and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna pay you this $30 to get, um, Black Widow. Y'all bring over some drinks. Y'all bring some food. We can watch this. You gotta go to the bathroom. All right, we'll pause so nobody will miss anything. Like just the whole convenience. Like you could end up having like in-person watch parties with these that are fucking dope as hell. It is more comfortable. You save on food. You're relaxed. You're with only the people that you want to be with, so you don't have to worry about random person with their cell phone going off, or you know the person who talks through the movie. Unless that's how your friends are, anyway, then you're kind of screwed. But yeah, it's if they could figure out how to make it maybe not as profitable, but close to as profitable as it is to have people go to the movie theaters. Because remember, all that money that they make off these movies, they got to split with the theaters. If they can get to where they can at least get to what they would make, but without this, after the split, they'd be, I think, more companies would be comfortable. Like if they can keep the profit share to like the amount that they get after they make all their payouts, but distributing in movies, they're gonna do it. They're gonna fucking do it, because at that point, if it's on their platform, it's all cash straight to them. Anything that they paying for is just recouping what they spent to make the movie. They don't have to pay no distributors. They don't have to, their marketing doesn't have to be that huge because they can just use their platform for the marketing. Yeah, like it's an appealing thing, and this is why I think like movies as we know it is going to be gone. I think what's going to survive the movies being moved to stream is novelty movie theaters, like classic movie theaters that show classic films or small foreign films and things like that. Like those kind of mom and pop places, they're gonna survive. The stuff like the dinner theaters and things like that, I think, will become a better thing because now it's giving you a different way of like experiencing the movie. But the traditional movie going experience, as technology continues to grow, it was going anyway. Now, this pandemic is starting to show people, like, yo, it's not that bad not going to the movies. And it would be cool to find another date option than movies, because let's be honest, y'all, movies is not a good date option. Um, it may be one of the cheaper ones, even though it's expensive as hell, but it's not a good date option. You ain't going on a date to see the movies and getting to know the person you're on a date with. Let's be a little bit more clever. So taking that option off the table for people who don't know how to properly um, find dates, because I've done that before and I found it to be lame. It did nothing. It was cool. We enjoyed the movie, but I didn't really get to know anything about her. I don't think I've ever been on a date just to go into the movies. Every other date, at least just dinner, if I was gonna be like obvious, because at least dinner we can sit and we can talk, and I can get to know her a bit, things like that. Like yeah, so yeah, that's how I feel on that. Anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. I'll hit you later. It's your boy Black Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.